Good afternoon, Mayor John Moore, elected representatives, officials, colleagues and members of the Moyross community. It is a great honour for me as chairperson of the Moyross Partners Group to stand here today at the official opening of the Coonagh to Knocklashin Road, including the Moyross Spur Road, an occasion that marks far more than the completion of a piece of infrastructure. Today represents progress, and for the people of Moyross, it represents something that has been a long time coming. For decades, communities like Moyross continue to experience physical separation from the rest of the city. Through poor planning decisions, whether intentional or not, left lasting impacts on the community. Roads don't just shape how we move, they shape how we access opportunity, to education, to employment, and to each other. So today is not just about a road being opened, it is about barriers being removed. This new road, and crucially the inclusion of the Moyross Spur, is the road that opens Moyross out. It is the road that stops Moyross from being the largest cul-de-sac in the state. It signals a shift in how we think about our city and its communities. It says that Moyross is not on the edge anymore, and it wants to be part of, and indeed central, to Limerick's future. I want to especially thank the community of Moyross for the fight it put up just to get this road over the line. It was a monumental effort and showed the power of the community when it sticks together. There's an old saying here in Moyross, and especially amongst the partners group, that everything is a battle. This road was a battle. Any bit of progress for this community always seems to be a battle. This road lays the foundation for the next phase of development and connection, including stronger links to education, transport and economic activities. Moyross is finally open, but now we need to be connected. As we all know, something that will hopefully be delivered in the lifetime of this government, the addition of a new train station right behind us here will continue the progress of a more integrated Moyross, but only if it is done right. It is our belief here in Moyross that in order for the train station to reach its absolute full potential, the University Way road scheme needs to be delivered alongside it. University Way is a proposed 400-metre piece of road that would directly connect Moyross to our neighbours and to Limerick City for the first time in its history. And crucially, it would connect the train station in Moyross directly to local amenities and institutions such as the Technological University of Impassioned, Thomond Park and Gaelic Grounds. As we stand, without this road, passengers availing of this train stop in Moyross would need to walk 3 kilometres either way around the walls of Moyross that Mayor Moore mentioned just to get to those places. This makes absolutely no sense and would be a complete contradiction of the national active travel policies that I know the Minister and his colleagues in the NTA are striving to achieve. This is not to mention the fact that students from Clare, Galway and surrounding counties could commute to TUS to study and ease the pressure on student accommodation in Limerick. You can literally see TUS from where we stand, but without University Way, those same students who would look to walk in the direction of TUS will be met with the same barriers, the same walls, blocking them access that we have lived with here in Moyross for 40 years. The mission of the Moyross Partners Group for over 30 years was to connect Moyross to Limerick. Now, with the new train station, we all have the opportunity to connect Ireland to Moyross. We cannot let this opportunity slip away, but it will slip away if University Avenue is not realised. Unfortunately, it gives me no satisfaction to say this, that is mainly the northside councillors from government parties who are actively blocking this from going through. The 2,000 constituents that live in Moyross have never had the luxury of those councillors who are meant to serve them, offer them any dialogue, any support, or any leadership around this. And now we have to battle for University Way too. Even though it was a key recommendation of the Regeneration Implementation Plan, and it would of course align with the National Strategic Active Travel Plans, it is in jeopardy because those same councillors will not have it, and indeed those Northside councillors have built their local political strategy around blocking it. This is all the means to block progress, to block connection, and to block a physical and psychological pathway to provide belonging and opportunity to a community that has been chewed up in the past and spat out by the very institutions and leaders tasked to protect it. I grew up here in Moyross, without the basic everyday infrastructure and access that most people my age would take for granted. I grew up feeling I was walled in like I was some sort of animal, and at times I was treated as such. I grew up within the walls that surround my community, watching my friends lose their lives to drugs and violence because they didn't have another way out, literally. I grew up with a sense of inferiority that I still feel today because of those walls. So this train station and University Avenue is not just another battle for much needed infrastructure. It's a battle for our dignity, it's a battle to secure our children's future. As Mayor John Moore previously outlined in his mayoral plan, for Limerick to achieve, all areas of Limerick need to achieve. So if we don't continue on the progress that's been made today, and if the Moyross train station and University Way is not realised, then we will be left with the reality that we've always known. That for all the progress that's been made in Moyross for the past 20 years, still now in 2026, the children of Moyross do not have the same equality and opportunities in life as children from their neighbouring communities, and that's a fact. We can pretend it's different, but as long as those gates stay closed, as long as those walls stay up and no connection is built, then there's no other place to live but in reality. And those physical and structural barriers, those walls that were imposed on the children of Moyross, would be a tangible reminder of that reality. And that reality is our society, our local political leadership have failed to provide generations of kids in Moyross with the inalienable rights that every child should have. Opportunity, equality, dignity, access and connection. If this road is not passed, then another generation of young people in Moyross will be denied those rights. Every day I go to work from Corpus Christi Primary School and I see just over 400 happy, smiling, beautiful kids enter those gates, and I just don't know how we can live with not providing them with the best future. I don't know what type of politics that is. And to be fair, there are many in the room, I don't see that type of politics in them either. The Minister has played his part in providing children in Moyross with homes and connection, and we hope some of his party colleagues locally can follow in his lead and deliver University Way, because we have to be better than this. Today is a milestone. It is one that deserves to be recognised and celebrated, and we will. But today is only the first step. The first step in creating a better future for Moyross and Limerick. I can only hope that the Minister, we might see him again soon, with good news for Moyross around the train station, and to continue his own fine record of delivering for this small but proud community. Thanks very much.